What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of the AP3 podcast. It is your boy Angelito, and I'm joined here with my lovely co-host. Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Alex McBuckets. It's such a pleasure to be here for another episode of the AP3 podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It's your boy Anthony. You already know. We have a great episode today. I'm excited. It's a great season. Angel, this is about you mainly. The audience knows.
The star of our
the
show
people on
today.
the people that can actually see you on YouTube, they can see what you're wearing right now. Definitely check that out. Angel, tell us.
First of all, I'd like to shout out my college, John Jay, because I just fucking graduated, ladies and gentlemen. I just graduated 4 years. I got my bachelor's degree. My degree is in poli-sci, minor in journalism. Shout out to John Jay. To my John Jay people who watch the podcast, shout out to y'all. I'll give you a fucking kiss because, you know, we fucking did it. We fucking did it. Now, enough about me because my day was absolutely special. I want to get into what you guys have been through, honestly. They walked in with degrees. I didn't get mine because mine comes in the mail like in a couple of days, which is a bummer, but whatever. Anthony, what is your degree about, man?
Well, right now I have an Army plaque. I also did education in the Army, so I wanted to just come out with this and show this off a little bit. And before we get into Alex, come on.
Come on, man.
He slacked. I don't even know if he graduated high school because this diploma right here is actually mine.
Open it up, please.
Come on. It says my name. It says my name on it.
That's so great.
So this is the stages of graduation. It's basically Alex.
High school.
You get a high school. Midway college, this is kind of me. And then full on at the end right here, graduated Angelito.
Thank you, man. Yo, let's go, man. Oh my goodness. Sheesh, man. What a feeling. It's honestly a great feeling, man. Oh.
Yeah, it is a great feeling. I'm so proud of my boy. I really am.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
As for my lack, I just came unprepared. I did graduate high school, some college, but it's very difficult for people to believe that. And I completely understand.
Alex is my favorite high school dropout.
College dropout. Let's get this shit right. Making me look so bad on this episode. Fuck. Yeah. So some college. We'll get into it in this episode. Let's. Anyways, Angel. 4 years down, poli-sci. You know, I know it's not. You know, we're not gonna bore you guys talking about poli-sci.
No, it's really not entertaining.
Angel, let's talk about the fact that you busted your ass to get here, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, to the graduates of 2023, we went through COVID. It was 2 years at Zoom University, as we all like to say jokingly. It was pretty rough because we couldn't interact with one another for a very long period of time, and it was just like I missed interacting with my friends back in college, and I'm sure for those of you who are home, you probably missed throughout those 2 years interacting with your friends and on campus or like through library meetups at study hall or whatever. But you know what, man? We're the strongest of the strong because we fucking made it through that time period, man. And I just want to say, graduation day was absolutely incredible. I got to see so many people that went on the journey with me since freshman year, and you know, it was just an amazing experience. Barclays Center was fucking lit, man. Oh man, woo!
Yeah, you guys looked phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. Everything was like it was well done. The Barclays Center looked beautiful. All the decorations looked mad nice. I'm literally only speaking through watching like Instagram stories and shit like that. It definitely wasn't there again. And I was holding up Anthony's diploma with so much pride earlier, but
I mean, you didn't finish high school.
It's okay.
Yeah, you finished.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. I did. But anyways, I love the way that you explained that, you know, and bringing up the COVID year, you know, I literally I didn't make it out of Zoom University. That was the year that I decided that I was just like, this isn't gonna work out for me. The subject matter that I decided to, go to school for in college was broadcasting and journalism. It's not something that's typical. So I was really focused on the type of content that they were giving me, that my professors were giving me. So the transition to Zoom University was so difficult because I was like, now I'm lacking that sort of interaction. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was difficult for me to learn in that sort of environment.
I felt the same way. I took a semester off from college during that time because I just couldn't do it. I did so bad Zoom University. I just needed a break, and I waited until in person came back and it was great. But Angel, on your graduation, I need to know, you must have been hot as hell.
Okay.
You must have been sweating. It was beautiful, but I know everybody was sweating.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna get mad graphic here. My balls are sweating crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow.
Yo, like I'm not even gonna lie. Listen to my boys out there on graduation day that day, man. 87 degrees. I know in your suits and your tuxes, bruh. Your armpits was sweating. Your balls was hot. You know, your backside was hot too. Everything was fucking hot, man. That cop and gown all black, man. It was not a good combination, man. Man, I was sweating like crazy. It was like fucking Niagara Falls up in this bitch over here, man.
I can totally understand how like critical it was. Like I remember, I was like, this is hell. Like everybody's outside
Literally,
right now,
bro.
and it's like I saw people in the city, like those girls like laying down. They were like, oh my god, it's so hot out. I've been outside like all day. I'm so dehydrated. I was like, wow, like y'all are really going through it right now. Like
in a way,
it's your final tribute. It's your final tribulation.
Your final like hurdle that you have to get through before you graduate.
Yes.
And I think that just kind of like encompasses all of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Man, it's kind of crazy to be honest. That
Don't worry, Angel. I'm catching up. Just give me like one more year, and I'll be there. Well,
I'm ready for these.
Y'all got it. I'm still trying to figure my shit out outside of the graduating class.
Listen, so like Alex, you mentioned obviously about like you obviously out of the three of us, you didn't finish college or you didn't continue pursuing college.
Yeah, I'm currently the only one out of the three of us that's not attending any sort of and hasn't done any schooling the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, as you know, we have immigrant parents at home. You know, I assume most of you guys that back at home have, you know, parents of a different, you know, they come from different countries, they immigrate for a better life, you know, give their children better lives. But like, dropping out is a very big decision. It's a very huge decision, and like, one half of the spectrum can say, oh, that's a great move for him. He has his life set. Maybe he doesn't need school to succeed. The other side might say, yo, this guy, like, I came here for this country, like, for my son to drop out. Like, what is that? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm sacrificing all this, and my son's not even going to go to school anymore. Like, so I wanted to, like, ask you about that experience. Like, how did your parents react to it? How did you feel at the moment? Were you disappointed? Were you, like, happy? Or, like, did you have, like, a plan B ahead instead of, like, school? Like, what was the mentality behind you dropping out? Because it's a big decision.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it was the double dropout from in my scenario. You know, I decided to stop going to school in both senses. I just kind of like, I felt out of love with going to school midway through the semester. And, you know, I forgive me fans at home for getting a little bit real for a little bit on the pod. But, you know, if I'm being brutally honest, I was afraid, you know, and I was very lost. I was very confused at the time when I had initially made the decision. It's kind of what drove me to make the decision in the first place, feeling lost inside of that sort of a space, knowing that I was, you know, wasting people's time or continuing to feed this false sense of reality for my parents, for everybody, you know, my loved ones, but even within myself. At the end of the day, you know, I know it sounds cliche. Everybody says don't lie because in reality you're lying to yourself. But it was the honest reality of what was going on. You know, in my head at the time, I was very upset with what was going on in terms of, again, the content matter that was being brought my way, and it wasn't helping me evolve in the field that I wanted to go in, that I wanted to get into. And being that I'm doing you know, I was going to school for something artistic, and I wanted to express myself a certain way through the eyes of the camera, or, you know, through my cinematography, my filming, you know, the words that I put down on paper, shit like that. I really didn't feel like I was succeeding within school, but looking back on the situation, I'm still afraid now, you know. The world is, and the world has shown me more things to be afraid of up until this point. Being that I've moved so independently and without that safety net.
I'll be honest, I was scared for you. I remember us as like a group, we were like listen to you and hear you out, but it's not something that I'm used to, because I've never had a friend who's done something like this. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate in that aspect where a friend is going through something and don't know how to relate or give them the advice that they need, you can kind of just have to just listen to them and hope for the best.
It's true.
That's where I was at with you, because I didn't know what to do. I even said it, I'm like, I'm going to stick by it. Because that's when I was thinking about it too. That semester is when I took a break semester off, because I wasn't doing well in like online. So I waited and just, it was rough for me too, honestly. Because that right when I took off that semester, that's when like my parents cracked on me way harder. They were like, all right, you're going to start paying rent now. You know what I mean? Like all those more expenses started to come in, and I started being treated more like an adult, which was great for me. I honestly needed it. It helped me mature at a better rate, you know, and I'm pretty sure you felt the same way.
Absolutely. I mean, it instills a form of discipline within you. After you make such a big decision like that, you have to sort of move more independently. It makes you grow up a little quicker, but it's because your responsibilities shift. You know, your entire mindset shifts within that moment. You're so unsure of everything that's going to be going on. And then at the same time, understanding that everything that you do is within your own responsibility, without any sort of like, you know, I just looking back on the situation, one of my biggest regrets is the fact that I mistook what you could really get out of college and what you could really get out of the experience of being at a university. It's understanding that there's other people around you that want to take this craft to a professional level and are willing to attack it with the same sort of discipline and mentality that you've already instilled within yourself by going through the coursework.
Listen, you make a lot of connections in college, man.
It's true.
You make a lot of connections in college, man. It's an experience where it's like it has its pros and cons, obviously, because of the fact that, you know, like it gets very stressing. Stressing with papers.
Time consuming.
It's very time consuming.
I have a question, you know, Angel, being that you've gotten into poli-sci, but I know that we've talking away from the podcast, you know, that's not necessarily the sort of field that you may want to get into.
Yeah.
But I briefly want to mention, and I hope that you know, be comfortable talking about the fact that you've experienced, you know, podcasting and what radio shows were like, not only through just being able to experience this with us, but also an experience that you had at John Jay. You know, talk a little bit about that and, you know, what you did.
Shout out Professor Madrazo, Life Out Loud podcast, John Jay podcast, man, that was a great experience. It was for a semester. It was in my spring semester. I believe it was my spring or fall semester of last year. Amazing experience. That's where I got exposed to like the podcasting world, how everything was organized through, you know, audio editing and all that stuff. So shout out to Professor Madrazo for really putting me on to like that experience. It was a great, man, I can't speak highly enough of the experience. It really taught me a lot. And it taught me that there's more to life than just like being a lawyer and stuff like that. You could do a lot of things in life. And like originally when I went to college, which is why I went to John Jay, was to become a lawyer. It was like literally like when I came out of high school, lawyer. Bro,
you were on our moot court team, on our
I was in the
team,
moot court, mock trial, all that stuff. Because I was like, yo, I'm going to be a lawyer when I get out of college and stuff like that, pursue the bar exam, go to law school and stuff like that. But it was around COVID season where I started to realize, yo, like, lawyering is not for me, man. It is not for me. I'm a pretty bright individual, but it's not for me. It's boring. I find it boring nowadays.
I mean, listen, that's why I fell out of love with it. I was like, bro, it's a lot of reading. Man,
no, it's not even about the reading.
Like,
it's not about the reading. It's just like at one point in time, you just lose passion for something. You just lose a lot of passion for something, and then that's when I realized, like, I can probably do something with this journalism stuff, and this is not going to be my last graduation, guaranteed. It is not going to be my last graduation. I'm going for my master's degree. Probably Brooklyn College. I'm trying to see my options soon enough, but I'm probably gonna go for my master's degree in journalism and digital media, so I could further expand my career in that aspect. So
yo, we love that. We love that,
man.
Honestly. And Angel, again, super congratulations on behalf of the boys. It's been an absolute our congrats aren't worth much because we ain't did shit, but we're really proud of the fact that you were able to.
You were support system. Come on, man.
Yeah, word. You know what? Didn't want to say it, but we were the support system.
Yeah, these two boys right here were my support system. My family, shout out to my family, my mom, my dad, my sister. You know, other people that might not be get shouted out, but who viewed the podcast. My boys from back in 2012. Shout out to y'all too. Y'all have really held me down through my toughest moments, man. And you know, my mom and dad's dream when they came to this country was to see both my sister and myself go to college. My sister got her associate's degree not too long ago, and now I got my 4 years done. I got my bachelor's now, going to my master's. So to my mom and dad, I thank you so much, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to be in this position right now with my cap and gown, wearing in front of this camera, in front of my 2 boys right here. So I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get emotional and shit, because I fucking love y'all. But man, man, it brings me a lot of joy, man, that I'm able to make you guys happy. You guys work double jobs for like basically your whole entire lives. We didn't come from a privileged household. We didn't come from a rich family who had a business and stuff like that. We came from the very bottom of working class family. And the fact that you guys were able to still provide food on the table, roof over my head, and still tell me, yo, Angel, please do not drop out. Go to school, man. Go to school. And I kept fighting through the adversity. It really brings me joy that I'm able to bring joy to you guys, because I do this for you guys so that I can fulfill the dreams you could not fulfill back then. So.
Angel.
Damn, that was fucking my bad, yo.
That's crazy.
My bad, yo. That was fucking.
On that note, you said that you were planning to continue in college.
Yeah.
You think you're going for your master's. What do you think you're gonna go for?
I'm going for journalism and digital media and journalism. I know Alex went to Brooklyn College for digital media and journalism.
Oh, that's why you're looking into that.
It's actually one of the top programs in that field. That's also one of the biggest reasons why I was so frustrated in the moment when things were going on. Looking back, I also did I know Anthony was like joking around earlier about me not graduating high school, but I did go to Brooklyn College for 2 semesters, and then I went to study for engineering at Queensborough. And they actually had one of the top programs at Brooklyn College for broadcasting and journalism. I was at a different point in my life when I decided that I wanted to go back for engineering. So I was working at the electrician shop for a bit. Shout out my man Leo. Shout out Allboro as well. You know, I know that they tune into the pod. And I just wanted to take a second, because I really like that was a really powerful message what Angel was saying earlier.
Yo, really?
You know, that was kind of nuts.
If you guys don't mind, can I get into like a little bit of my education?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Just a quick background. I think my education started in high school. A lot of people will be like, "What?" Like I used to take.
Didn't it start in kindergarten?
But like, no, not in the sense. God damn. No, I meant it in the sense of like when I'm actually like absorbing knowledge that is actually helpful for me in the outside world. Shout out to Mr. Powers. I don't know if you listen to the pod.
That's the man.
Oh, I got what you mean, like forward thinking.
Forward thinking
started happening in high school. Okay,
he taught me a lot of like professionalism that I wanted to become, and a lot of like inspirational things that you could do. You know what I mean? Like him being a teacher was his side job, which I thought was really cool. Then the next thing was me in the military. It's a little bit of schooling, nothing super crazy, but it helped me build a lot of the habits into studying that I didn't have, that I like had through high school. You know what I mean? So that when I did get to college, I was way more prepared, and I probably wouldn't have done as well as if I didn't go through those things. If you guys don't know, I started my first semester at NYIT in Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
I just knocking out gen eds, and like I wanted to do like a health science major because I wanted to do occupational therapy, but then that tuition was like insane, and I just felt like it would have been better for me to just transfer to Queensborough. So I actually went to Queensborough too for a time period.
Word.
Yeah, kind of ass, not gonna lie.
Super ass. I'm
not gonna lie.
Not jacking Queensborough.
Not gonna lie.
Damn.
Just
shout out to my Queensboro folk, man.
No, shout out my tia Laura. She's the only good thing out of Queensboro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not.
Shout out to her, man.
And I was
super shout out.
I was there just kind of just knocking out gen eds, and just wanted to reevaluate what I wanted to do. Makes because sense. I initially wanted to do occupational therapy, and that's still what I'm doing. But at the time, I questioned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have an honor society with us right now.
Yeah.
He's the only male in his, for all these like ladies out there that are potentially looking for a man of medicine. O'Hara's your guy. Mm-hmm. You know? The only box he doesn't check off your list is that 6 foot box. And that's not his fault.
I can't do anything with that. I think he's trying to come at me because I said he
I said you're gorgeous. You're a gorgeous doctor.
We'll let that one slide. We'll let that one slide.
You're just a short, gorgeous doctor is all I'm saying.
But Queensboro was
you
great
on
for me.
Grey's Anatomy.
I definitely could.
Yeah. All right.
I look good in
yeah,
scrubs.
Queensboro was sorry.
No, Queensboro was good for me because it helped me save a lot of money, and I didn't really have to pay. You know what I mean? And then the army like gives me money as well, and I kind of just pocketed a lot, and I saved up. Eventually, I'm in LaGuardia. I transferred because Queensboro didn't have an occupational therapy program, and now I'm in my final year of graduating. I'll be an OTA.
Let's go.
Yo, I'm mad hype because, like you said, like I questioned it too. Once I was in the degree, I was like, do I still love this? Because I wanted to do this job since I was 16. And I've seen the job hands-on, so like I know what it's like in the workplace. But then when I was actually studying for it, I questioned it. But once I committed to LaGuardia, it was a great decision. I love the community. I think it's fun. Good food around there, Long Island City, straight close by the city, 7 train too.
Word two.
Yo, it's pretty valid. I enjoy it. My professors are great. A lot of them been through the same experiences that I've been through and have like similar paths that I kind of wanna emulate.
So I know I'm kind of like now it just seems like I'm like the oddball. Well, I've always been the oddball, but it's more prevalent that I'm the oddball. I literally had to borrow Anthony's degree to just sit here and do this podcast with you, like so.
He wouldn't be here if he didn't have it.
Exactly. So one of the things that I feel like it was most important to emphasize in the time that I've accumulated since post high school, is the fact that I was able to be surrounded by individuals. And, I thank God. I thank my parents more than anything. Big shout out to my dad. I know he's probably somebody who's like maybe not the happiest. He's probably the most frustrated about my decision, and especially about the lying that had to go in my decision making. Of not finishing school, and then also living this life where I'm acting like I'm going to school. But big shout out to my dad, who is a massive role model in the kind of individual that I'm trying to build for myself now. Although I didn't take the college route like everybody else, I've been such a vocal point about emphasizing wanting to open my own business, and by the grace of God, I've been able to chase some of those dreams, and chase being an entrepreneur at such a young age, which is something that I wasn't able to do before. And so I think that it's, there's a lot of beauty that's came in the fact that I've had really amazing role models. Shout out my man Leo. Guys, apologies. We have a cat.
What's good, Bruno?
For all the people on YouTube, shout out to Angel's cat.
Bruno come into the shot just now. Apologies. Well, okay, yeah, sorry. So back to my little rant. I got a little bit distracted because the cat was like buying our equipment and shit. So I basically I had these amazing role models. My dad being somebody who's owned a business for the past 20 years, and somebody who didn't graduate college neither. Shout out to my dad and the barbershop and everything that it stood for, because it's been this foreground since I was a kid that showed me that this is something that I can achieve. If I just put my mind to it, it shows that with hard work and dedication, these things can happen.
Of course, man. That's the mindset, man.
And even bigger influence was also shout out my man Leo. I mentioned him briefly earlier when I mentioned Allboro, but bro, you're surrounded by somebody every single day. Right, I worked at an electrician shop that at Allboro Customs. It's like car automation. You get upgrades and stuff done. Fucking new speaker systems, mad stuff that they do over there. It's phenomenal. You guys go check it out. Allboro Customs out in Brooklyn. But I think that being around somebody who day in and day out, no matter what, gets the job done. You have to show up. You have to work your 9 to 5. You have to bust your ass. The work that's being done is done by your hand. It provides you and shows you it instills a discipline within you. Being surrounded by that so much, that allows me to pour that same passion and discipline into anything that I come across. Even points of conversation. And it's one of the biggest things that I've been able to pick up on outside of school that's been able to, allow me to have these I've been a health ambassador at one of my jobs. I've been an an account manager at another one of my jobs. You know what I mean? And I'm only 21.
He forgot his own age.
He forgot his own age, man. Come on, man.
Damn, I was doing so good. Like the people were like, damn, yeah, maybe Alex actually is kind of smart. He does kind of sound like he has his shit.
And he forgot his own age.
Honestly, I really like that for you because in a way, it does the same thing that school does. Because I noticed, I was like you at one point too, where I didn't like school. I just felt like it was just, you're trying to take my money and then the return of investment is not worth it.
I don't think anyone likes school.
But
I don't think so.
you're probably right. I mean, some people probably do.
Some people
You're probably
definitely
like
like school.
Yeah, I mean,
But
maybe.
the reason why I stuck to it and I
People that have
like
like
school,
difficult homes.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
the reason why I liked it is because it teaches you like discipline in your everyday life. With school, you have to be good at time management. There's not only a commitment. These things, being responsible, working with people. Sometimes you're doing group work with students. You know what I mean? Like those are things that you will take to the outside world once you get into a job. Learning how to work with people.
Yes.
There's always been a class where you hate this one teacher or this one student. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing in the workplace. You hate your boss or you hate someone you work with, but those experiences help you to manage that once you get out into the real world. Whereas with you get thrown into that right away with different jobs, and then you learn, oh, I hate this boss, I hate this coworker.
Word.
But you have to be in that sense of professionalism, and like your old boss, do everything.
Absolutely.
And that's what you want to do. You wanted to start your own business. You did start your own business.
Right, exactly. I mean, yeah, thank you, yeah.
Your flowers to you.
Yeah.
No, thank you, I appreciate it.
I know you didn't graduate high school,
I
but
appreciate it.
Let's go, man.
I do. Oh, well, yeah. For the fans at home, I am the owner of, I guess, McBuckets Studios. It's this entertainment, a media realm, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. We're just a virtual media production company under my name, and it's kind of cool. Yeah,
man. But I wanted to go to one thing that really stood out from your soliloquy there, because you learned a lot from your business friends and all that stuff, like your boss, Leo, was it right? Leo?
Yeah.
Shout out.
DJ Flow Money also.
Yes, sir.
Sponsor us. Can we give you 3 shout outs out of the whole pod?
No.
Yo, trust me.
I need a new sound system.
No. If he could sponsor us, he would. But he's a great guy.
Man,
hopefully one day we'll have him on the pod.
Shouts out to him, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, obviously you learned a lot, man. Through your experiences, not being able to go to school and everything. The decision, It gave me a shock. I'm not even gonna lie. When I heard that for the first time, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, it was like LeBron leaving to
leaving to Miami that first day. Oh my god!
God.
I was like, "Shit, man!"
You were like,
the tides have turned.
The GOAT.
Yo, no, but I wanted to.
Sorry.
No, but I really wanted to ask you this question because obviously it's a big decision, as I said earlier in the podcast. But with that being said, do you think about returning to college? Because obviously it's a big thing, and I feel like you got a lot more of experience through college, and I don't know, maybe you want to return.
I'll be honest, the path of not going to college, it's not been pleasant to you, boy.
Oh, come on, man.
It's not.
It's not.
Man.
It's just the road is very difficult because even when I'm at a standstill for how to improve with the projects that we have going on right now, the podcast, my photography, even this business that I'm trying to run of a media production company, to find other individuals within that space that can elevate and bring something to my level of education in the field, bro, it's hard.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the AP3 podcast. You guys can catch the full version of this podcast on all of your audio and podcast listening platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok even. We're going to have all the links in the description. But it's your boy, Alex.McBuckets. You guys can catch me everywhere at Alex.McBuckets and on Twitter at Alex.McBuckets15. I'm gonna pass this over to my man.
Man, you already know who it is. Angelito here up in this live, y'all. You can catch me on YouTube at Angelito TV. But before I close it off, shout out to the John J. ACE program at John J. please, if you're going to John Jay, apply to this program. They will give you great benefits. It'll get you out with a bachelor's degree within 4 years. Shout out to my advisor at ACE. Daniela Bulos is her first and last name, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for the guidance, the love, and the support you gave me throughout my 4 years there. And to my class of 2023, we fucking did it. Let's freaking go. Anthony, do me a favor. Close us out, my boy. Let's go.
You already know, it's Anthony O'Hara 17 on all platforms. That's Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Check me out there. I wanted to end off this pod on a quote by John F. Kennedy.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
He said, "Do not pray for easier lives. Pray to become stronger men."
El presidente habló. Let's
And with
go.
that, peace.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, it's upside down.
We're leaving that in there.